In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how politics in the UK works, and in particular, what happens at Parliament in Westminster. So here we go. Now, the UK Parliament is in London at Westminster, and this is where laws are made and changed and where important issues are debated. And it consists of two areas, the House of Lords and the House of Commons. Now, in the House of Lords, there are about 750 members, and these are called peers. And the key thing about these members, or peers, is that they're not elected. So they're just nominated for being very good in their particular field. So that might be medicine, business, charity work, or art. So these people aren't voted in, they're just nominated for being very good in a particular area. And the second key part of Parliament at Westminster is the House of Commons. And this is different from the House of Lords because the members are called MPs, Members of Parliament, and these are elected members. So these are actually voted for by people in the UK. And there's 646 MPs, or Members of Parliament, in total. And the second key part of Parliament at Westminster is the House of Commons. And this is different from the House of Lords because the members are called MPs, Members of Parliament, and these are elected members. So these are actually voted for by people in the UK. And there's 646 MPs, or Members of Parliament, in total. We also have the monarch, so the Queen, but in nowadays she's not really that important in terms of UK politics, whereas previously the Queen had a lot more important role. So right now, Prime Minister is Theresa May, and she is the leader of the Conservative Party, and the main opposition of that party is Jeremy Corbyn, who's the leader of the Labour Party, and the third biggest party by the number of MPs is the Scottish Nationalist Party, SNP, and that's led by Nicola Sturgeon, as you can see there. Now I'm just going to finish with a couple more key points, key questions and information about UK politics. So one thing I'm sure you've heard about is general election. So we need to know what it is and how often they happen. Well, general election, it's a UK-wide vote where people vote for who they would like to represent them in the House of Commons. So that's where people can actually vote for MPs, and this happens about every 4 to 5 years. Can anyone become an MP though? So to be an MP, you don't actually have to have any specific qualifications, but you do need to be over 21 years old, and most people are actually members of a particular political party which they stand for, although you can actually be an independent candidate, which means they don't belong to an actual political party. So what actually happens in terms of voting for MPs is that the UK is divided into about 646 areas called constituencies, and candidates from different parties compete to become the MP for one of those constituencies. And obviously people who live in that particular area, that particular constituency, they vote for the candidate they want to represent them, so they vote for the MP they want, and the candidate with the most votes in each constituency becomes the Member of Parliament for that constituency. Now the party, so the political party, such as the Conservative, Labour, that sort of thing, that has the most candidates across the 646 constituencies, they win the election. And the leader of that party is the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister then gets to choose the ministers that they would like to form a government with. And most of these are often chosen from the House of Commons, but they can actually also be chosen from the House of Lords as well. So now we have a nice little overview of politics in the UK.